Rangers and the Winnipeg Jets. Closed captioning is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. Let's check out our Audi goaltending matchup for tonight. As we bring you inside the arena, Henrik Lundqvist making his second start back from the injury. We have some technical issues. There is Mr. Lundqvist, who feels a lot better. Felt he was coming along in that game in Boston, Joe, as the game moved on.
Well, he missed 7 weeks of hockey, and so especially for a goaltender, it's going to take a little while. And I agree with him. I thought as the game went on, he looked better, he looked sharper, and he's going to have to be sharp tonight.
Yes, sir. Ondrej Pavelec in goal on the other side. He's won 6 of his last 7. And Winnipeg will try to bounce back from a tough loss. They were up late in the game against Chicago. Going into the third period, 3-2. And the Blackhawks beat them with a goal in the last minute, 4-3. But Winnipeg in the second wild card spot. Rangers open the game with a revamped line, an All-American line of Kreider on the left, Stepan in the middle, and Miller on the right. And now they've made a quick change, and Brassard, Nash, and Zuccarello come on with Girardi and McDonough. The lineups coming in at the top of your screen, brought to you by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance.
Yeah, J.T. Miller, boy, he's been all over the lineup, and deservedly so.
Take away by Andrew Ladd to Brian Little, a save by Lundqvist. So Little immediately making himself and his presence known.
How about this? This is one of the loudest places in the league. There's the turnover, just goes off the stick, and Winnipeg ends up with it. And the quick pass over to Brian Little. He's got an excellent wrist shot. He snapped it, and Lundqvist in good position.
Little with Andrew Ladd and Michael Frolik, Toby Enstrom, and Tyler Myers, who came over in a big trade from the Buffalo Sabres, and he has found his game. That's a former Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. He looks like that now, the way he's playing.
Rangers' fourth line is on with Moore centering Shepard and Glass. Tanner Glass, who spent the season here in Winnipeg. Toby Enstrom, number 39, across to Tyler Myers. Houston-born Tyler Myers, who played nearly 6 seasons in Buffalo. Rangers another quick change. Hayes, Hagelin, and Jesper Fast, the line. That's Lee Stempniak, the former Ranger who was traded to Winnipeg. Carl Klingberg going the other way to the Rangers. That's whistled down for an offside. Now we'll check out that Audi goaltending matchup. And there is the number on Henrik Lundqvist. 25 wins this season, 5 shutouts. And across the way is Ondrej Pavelec. For a while, he had lost his game, and Michael Hutchinson had taken over, but he's found his game again.
Well, as you mentioned, Sam, he had won 6 in a row, and the numbers were absolutely sparkling. Save percentage way up, goals against average way down. And as Paul Maurice, the head coach, told us this morning, he's a big reason why Winnipeg is in this position.
There's Miller back on, challenging Adam Party. The puck out to center. Dan Boyle trying to play it. Wheeler comes in. Blake Wheeler's really hot. Wraparound deflected off a skate. I believe Dan Boyle's skate. And Lundqvist had to come up with another big save.
Yeah, Wheeler's had a real good season for this Winnipeg team. He's big and he can really skate. And so he found himself with a little bit of room. Had to go around the net. Here's the play again. Here comes Wheeler. Has to go around the net. It's tough to beat Mark Stahl. He can't, just throws it in front. And then, you're right, Dan Boyle back to the front of the net, number 22. It hits his left skate. Lundqvist is able to squeeze the pads together and hold on.
Wheeler's got a 3-game goal-scoring streak. And he's also had 9 goals in his last 13 games.
You see he's wearing that face mask that all the way down to his chin. He got hit in the mouth with the puck against Edmonton, knocked out his 2 front teeth, and also gave him 27 stitches.
Thanks.
And of course, he came right back and played in the game. It just
Right.
He didn't miss much time. So
that's typical of hockey players. Brian Little comes back in for Winnipeg. The shot deflected wide. Andrew Ladd in the corner battling McDonough. Now Frolik comes out in front. His shot is blocked and found by Zuccarello.
Dan Girardi with the block. Of course, he leads the Rangers in that department.
It's interesting hearing Ryan McDonough talk to John Giannone on the pregame show and say we've got to move the puck faster.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing he made a point this morning, Sam, he talked about communication. He said we got to talk a little bit more.
Stick on the ice. Lundqvist makes a save and a rebound put in. Jim Slater gives Winnipeg an early lead.
Now, Keith Yandle lost his stick on the play, so he had to try and defend without a stick. You'll see the play here. This is the fourth line, and there's Yandle. Loses his stick, tries to defend, and then what an effort. Eventually, it goes in, but that was Thorburn with the effort to dive. Here it comes again. Dives, gets it to the front. Lundqvist got a piece of it, but Lundqvist couldn't squeeze, and he left just a little opening on the post, and that's where Jim Slater found. That's what he found to score the goal.
Tanner Glass was taken down by Mark Stewart. Stewart, number 5, takes a hit from Shepard, able to move it up the boards for Stepniak, tipped out. Perreault, who's in his second game back after missing time off his skate, another save by Lundqvist. That time on Jacob Trouba, the defenseman who was in deep.
That's off the moorings right now. Now they blow the whistle. Lundqvist was trying to get the attention of the referee.
Here come the Jets.
Oh, I tell you, they come hard. They go hard at you. They speed and size, and this has been like playoffs for them. Yeah, Lundqvist right there on top has to make that save, and then the rebound goes just wide on the short side by Matthew Perreault. There it is again. Move. Good bounce. That's Trouba. That ended up with the chance. That's the other thing. We talk about these forwards being big and physical. These defense also, they get involved. They join the rush. They pinch in on the forecheck. And, you know, we mentioned Meyer, Sam. They also have Trouba on the right side. They also have Bufflin on the right side. This was a team that at one point, their top 4 defensemen were all hurt out of the lineup. And now they've got a very formidable group.
Scheifele wins the face-off, but the Rangers get on it. It's kept in. Wheeler toward the net. Sticked aside by Lundqvist. Scheifele to Wheeler. High shot. That was steered away. Kept in by Party. In the corner, Wheeler. Checked there by Girardi. Now Party with a long shot. Save off the chest of Lundqvist. Kept in. A giveaway to Bufflin. Save Lundqvist. And the Jets, 6 shots on goal in the first 4 minutes plus.
Yeah, that was Scheifele that was in front that got a deflection, and Alain Vigneault, again, his manner doesn't change much. His mood doesn't change much. He keeps talking about the same thing. Next game, next game, next thing. Next game. We got to do better. We got to be better in this area. Got to move the puck a little bit quicker. He doesn't get too far ahead of himself, and that's been I think a real positive on his players.
Well, he keeps focus on each game, the old cliche of one game at a time. He believes it. Brian Little coming out, hooking at him was Brassard, and Brassard got hit by his own man, Rick Nash. He was cleared out by Dan Boyle. The goal for Winnipeg, Jim Slater, his 4th from Thorburn and Toulouse at 3:16. So getting an unexpected goal from Jim Slater.
Yeah, they play 4 lines. You know, and that's a big reason why they can play so physical and play that up-tempo forechecking style, is because they use all 12 forwards to play that way.
Fost able to bank it off the boards and out of the zone. Winnipeg in a big race with LA and Calgary. And a penalty coming up on the Jets as Hayes was taken down. And that's one thing about Winnipeg. They're the team that has been most shorthanded of any team in the NHL this season.
Yeah, that's because they play such a physical style. But there's the trip as Hayes was trying to carry the puck over the blue line. So the Rangers with the first power play of the game, Yuri Talusti, who came over at the trade deadline as well, gets called for tripping, and so the Rangers with an early chance to tie the game. Shots are 9-0 at this point. We've played 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Rangers on the power play, and a shot gloved by Pavlik on a rising shot by Keith Yandle. This Rangers power play is presented by Volkswagen. Talusti slashing at .520.
Sorry, Sam. That's a smart play by Yandle to just come across. He's known for his passing, but this Ranger power play has struggled to score goals. So, you know what? Sometimes just take the shot. Get players to the net, get pucks to the net. Here's another one. Throw it over there, and that's how you're going to break out of any type of power play slump.
Rangers have not scored a power play goal in the last 4 games, only 1 in the last 12.
Now, they haven't had a lot of power play chances. Well, they went consecutive games without getting a chance. They had a few last game.
Good passing. Yandle in and shoots again, and a glove save by Pavlik. But good puck movement there between Yandle and Kreider.
You know what I like, Sam? I mean, the early part of this is attack. Yeah, even on this rush, instead of getting the blue line and then just stopping to set up, they had a chance to go to the net, take it to the net, and you know, you force Pavlik to make a save. Granted, you would rather have that shot go off his pads and come out for a rebound, but again, the fact that they're attacking and getting the puck to the net, I think, is a positive sign.
Brassard, Nash, and Zuccarello on with McDonough and Yandle, and Winnipeg able to clear all the way down. Jets have given up only 2 power play goals over the last 8 games, 21 for 23. There's Yandle carrying out. Tipped ahead by McDonough, who chases after it. Zuccarello gets there, moves it around the boards, but it's taken back by Jim Slater. Slater with Frolik. Frolik with a shot saved, batted into the corner by Lundqvist. Winnipeg Jets lead the league with 10 shorthanded goals. McDonough ahead for Zuccarello. Pressured there by Party. Zuccarello maintains possession. Now it's McDonough. And on him was Wheeler. But it comes to Brassard, and a glove save by Pavlik. He's made a couple of real pretty glove saves.
Yeah, he's made 2 on Yandle, and then this one. Rangers really worked hard. Zuccarello did a nice job keeping the puck in right here. Little pass over the other side. Then McDonough has to work on a bouncing puck to keep it alive. And eventually, real good work by Brassard. And a quick shot. And Pavlik's off to a good start.
Face-off win and a clear by Jacob Trouba. Lundqvist around the boards to Girardi, who has come on. Girardi step on Miller, Boyle, and Kreider on for the Rangers. Stewart back for the puck. Step on him. Miller moves in. Kreider on the outskirts. 3-on-2 for the Rangers in the corner as they battle for the puck. Stewart trying to protect it. Poked loose by Stepan. Girardi comes down to try and play it. He does. Taken away by Stewart. And he hit the referee with the clearing attempt. Jets have it. Teams are back at full strength. Adam Lowry dropped to Talusti. Shot blocked. Cleared away by Dan Boyle. 7:35 gone by, first period. Jets with a 1-0 lead. And the Rangers power play had some good chances, though it didn't come through with a goal. Stahl for Fost. Pavlik puts it in the corner, taken by Hagelin. That deflects out. McDonough gets there. Hayes pokes it around the boards. Wheeler goes back. Mark Stahl in deep. Good takeaway by the Rangers. Fost has it in the corner. Fost to Hayes. Trying to play it in front and hit the side of the net. Fost gets it back to Hayes. Into the corner to Hagelin. Out to Mark Stahl. Moves and shoots. Blocked. Whoa, and that hurt Scheifele. He's down on the ice. Back the other way, Blake Wheeler. Dumps it in on goal. Covered by Lundqvist. Got a little snow shower from Blake Wheeler.
Boy, what a block by Scheifele. Scheifele, one of these good young players, and there you see how he feels after blocking the shot.
11:35 to go in the first, and Winnipeg leading 1-0.
There's the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, Paul Maurice. What a job he's done, and now he might have to play without one of his players. Wow, that looked like it hit him right in the wrist or the hand, isn't it, Sam?
Very
Mark Scheifele, good young player.
highly unprotected spot. Paul Maurice, 517 career wins. Second youngest ever to 500 wins.
And if this team makes the playoffs, he's going to get plenty of votes for Coach of the Year.
Absolutely.
He's had a positive effect. He got hired last year with, 35 games remaining in the season. Had to change a few things. Felt he did, culture and whatnot.
And how about the big trade? That's a huge trade, shake-up of the team.
Yeah.
Zach Bogosian and Evander Kane. Now, Kane was injured and out for the season, but that's a huge shake-up on your team.
And these two
he handled it very well.
Yeah, these two guys have come in and really, really played well. As he told us this morning, the reason that they're here, Pavlik, and then Myers and Stafford, the two players that came over from Buffalo.
Drew Stafford has been tremendous.
Yeah, 9-game point streak for him.
In deep. Stewart moves it around the boards, comes out to Yandel. Quick shot by Matt Hunwick, who's back after missing the last game. Told us this morning feeling a lot better. He got hurt on his first shift in the game in Boston. Trying to play through it. It was tough for him. Sat out the game against Washington and back in the lineup tonight. Marty St. Louis expected to play Thursday night in Minnesota. Nash with a shot that blocked in front. Rebound score! Matt Zuccarello found the rebound in front and has tied the game.
Yeah, Sam, so many times this season we have said the play starts with Matt Zuccarello. This one starts with Matt Zuccarello. He's in the corner. He's with Mark Stewart. He goes in for the hit, ties him up, and then watch how he sprints to the front of the net. All the work he does, now he gets there. Stewart, you'll see it back in your picture right there, but he can't find Zuccarello. Rebound, Zuccarello finds it. There it is. Open net, the quick release. What a job. What a player he has become. Boy, Paul Maurice talked about him as well. Raved about him this morning. He played for Paul in the KHL for a season.
Yeah, during the lockout season. Here's Kreider coming in, blocked by Myers. 3 goals in the last 5 games for Matt Zuccarello, with points in 6 of his last 7. Girardi goes in deep. Tried to center, was deflected and covered, but no, it popped loose, but the whistle had blown. 9:54 to go, first period. Matt Zuccarello puts the Rangers on the board with his 15th from Nash and Brassard. Game tied. Back in Winnipeg, John Giannone has a good feel for what the players are feeling. John's between the benches.
I can tell you what I sense, Sammy, and that's a palpable sense of relief from the Rangers after that goal was scored by Matt Zuccarello, because there was some tension on this bench in that first 10 minutes with the amount of pressure they were under early, the noise level of the fans in this building, which is unlike almost any other in the league. The Rangers really felt a sense of relief after scoring that goal. Alain Vigneault just stressed, let's win the next 5 minutes, so that's the short-term goal. We've got Derek Stepan coming up between periods, guys. We've got Anson Carter and Steve Valiquette in the studio as well.
Thanks, John. We'll be checking in with John throughout the game, and we'll look forward to the between periods interviews. That line of Brassard, Nash, and Zuccarello right back on the ice. The puck picked up by Andrew Ladd. Ladd feeds Frolik. Now Toby Enstrom fires a deflection, a save. Rebound goes wide after Lundqvist had stopped a couple of pokes at it. Lundqvist behind the net. In the corner, Andrew Ladd against Eric Brassard. Given away to Brian Little. Little checked by Boyle. Ladd picks it up. Plays it in front, cleared away by Boyle. Good play by Dan Boyle. Brassard waits and feeds Zuccarello. Zuccarello moves in as the rest of the Rangers change. Zuccarello. Myers picked him up. Myers against Girardi, who's in deep. Myers plays the puck.
By the way, Mark Scheifele back on the bench for Winnipeg.
Here's Hayes in deep. Feed to Hagelin. He just couldn't find it. Good pressure by the Rangers. Hayes got knocked down by Brian Little. Little along the boards, blocked by Girardi. Rangers take it back. Hayes, Girardi against Enstrom. Enstrom pokes it up the boards. Jesper Fast gets there.
Rangers have gotten more aggressive in the offensive zone with their defense.
Doing a good job keeping Winnipeg pinned in their own zone. Here's Hayes. Finds McDonough. Shot blocked. But the Rangers get there. Fast shot hit Enstrom in front, and he goes slowly to the bench. Back the other way, Girardi, pressured there by Scheifele, back on the ice. Wheeler along the boards. McDonough tried to move it, deflects across. Taken back by Scheifele, lost it. Nice takeaway by James Shepard. Shepard in against Bufflin. Forced him back. Shepard holds on to the puck. Feeds Mark Stahl. That's deflected by Moore. And moved aside to Drew Stafford.
Now, Rangers are doing a better job just getting that puck to the net. Even if they don't have time to wind up and take the hard shot, just get it there.
Here's Moore moving it again. Saved by Pavlik. To the rebound, Shepard, who was blocked away. Moore hustles back to get it. Rangers have had a lot more puck possession time the last couple of minutes. Lundqvist backhands it to Boyle. He reverses to Stahl. Stahl pressured by Perreault. Taken back by Adam Lowry. Now Matthew Perreault. Perreault with a back pass to Trouba, whose shot was blocked by Kreider. Trouba again. That's intercepted by J.T. Miller. Off the boards, down the ice. Race for the puck, and Kreider gets there to negate an icing. Then he got shoved down. Puck around the boards. Miller is there. Back pass to Yandel. Winds it behind the net to Stepan in the corner. Fires across, and the Jets bring it out. Stepniak to Perreault. Lee Stepniak drops it off. Perreault spinning, and the backhander went wide. Tricky shot by Perreault.
He just got back into the lineup against Chicago after missing a long time. He had a terrible start to the season. No goals, 3 assists in his first 20 games, and then he played wing, he played center, and he found his game, and now has really become important on this team.
That's tipped out of the zone by Zuccarello, coming all the way down. Played by Myers. 6:20 to go, first period. Game tied 1-1. Delusti's pass broken up by Zuccarello. Now Girardi fires in. Pavlik goes out to stop it. Fires it off the glass. Zuccarello blocks it. Now it's Enstrom, and Zuccarello's on him. Zuccarello's everywhere.
Sam, he's all over. He's the first man in. He comes back to the blue line. Keeps the play in. Gets back out there.
Shot by Brassard goes wide.
Back into corners. He's hitting everything. He's making plays.
Nash tied up by Myers. Delusti winding it behind the net. Hayes has come on as the Rangers start a line check. Penalty upcoming. It's going to be on Zuccarello as he knocked down Jim Slater. Zuccarello heads off. 5:35 to go, first period. Rangers and Jets tied 1-1. Jets power play coming up. Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Longest point-scoring streaks in the league this year. Ryan Johansson of Columbus, the longest at 13. Currently active, Drew Stafford, 9. Rick Nash had an 11-game streak. Tied for second longest with Evgeny Malkin.
Now here's Zuccarello. He had an excellent shift until right at the end when he got the stick between the legs of Jim Slater. Takes him down. Power play.
Tripping the call at 14:25. Jets on the power play, 4 for 11 the last 4 games, 7 for 23 the last 8 games. Very dangerous.
Now, Ladd and Little, each with 9 power play goals to lead Winnipeg.
Shoot in, banging off the boards. Lundqvist out to play it. Rangers penalty killing has been good. Tied for 7th in the league. They've given up only 1 power play goal the last 5 games, 2 over the last 9. Rangers now bring on Rick Nash and Derek Stepan, Dan Boyle and Mark Stahl. Lead for Perreault. Couldn't handle it. Nash clears it all the way down.
Yeah, real nice job by Nash. The long reach. He reached out as far as he could with the stick, knocked down the pass, and cleared it.
Bufflin for Myers. Myers drops it off, and Mark Scheifele brings it across, dumps it into the corner. chases it against Mark Stahl. Scheifele goes down. Stahl lost his stick momentarily. Nash gets over and clears.
Boy, Scheifele, well, that was a dangerous collision with the boards. He tripped on the stick of Stahl and went kind of shoulder head first into the boards, but got up quickly.
Takeaway by McDonough. He clears it. 40 seconds to go in the power play. 4:15 to go in the first period. 1-1 the score. Tyler Myers heads up ice. Stopped at the line by McDonough. Got a piece of it. Frolik took a hit. Puck around the board. Scheifele behind the net for Stafford. Stafford checked by Girardi. McDonough fires, and down the ice it goes. Excellent penalty kill thus far by the Rangers.
They have given Winnipeg absolutely nothing. They put pressure down the ice like we see now. They've broken up plays in the neutral zone. When it has gone in their zone, they have found a way to clear it quickly.
Stafford for Adam Lowry. Lowry's been playing some great hockey the last couple of weeks. Frolik up the boards. Byfuglien. Final seconds of the power play. Power play is over. Teams are back at full strength. Shot is off the end boards. Stafford for Lowry. Lowry puts it in front for Frolik, who was blocked by Boyle. Excellent penalty kill by the Rangers. Did not give up a shot on goal. Here's Frolik out of the corner. The shot goes wide. May have deflected. Another shot by Frolik, a save. There was a rebound. Byfuglien in deep. Byfuglien's got it. Pressure here by the Jets. Enstrom moves it. Shot by Frolik. Save with a right pad. Lundqvist is finding the puck through traffic. Puck kept in by the Jets.
This group's been out there a long time, Sam. They need a whistle. The only thing Boyle can do, Boyle's worn out. He got caught in front of the net trying to defend against Dustin Byfuglien. That's a tall order.
Icing is whistled. Thursday night on MSG, the Rangers meet another team battling for the playoffs, the Minnesota Wild. Live coverage begins at 7:30 with Visa Rangers game night, and then it's the Rangers and the Minnesota Wild on MSG, presented by Ram. Don't forget, pick up the phone. We've got the number for you. Tonight is Garden of Dreams fundraiser night. We need your generosity to help the kids who just are vitally important in the metropolitan area. Kids in crisis, homeless kids, kids in poverty. This is what Garden of Dreams Foundation does in helping the kids, so many of them, and we need your help to get it done.
It's another icing by the Rangers, and so that group has to stay on the ice. Dan Girardi had made a change. He's got to go back to the bench. And they've got to get the job done here with 2.5 minutes to go. Try and get out of this first period at least with a tie. And they've settled things down. The first 9 shots belong to Winnipeg, and now the shot's 14-6. So 6-5 since that time for the Rangers.
Good job by Stahl on Scheifele. The puck cleared by Hagelin, and now the Rangers get that complete change of 5. Brassard comes out with Nash and Fost, McDonough and Girardi. Pushed ahead by Wheeler for Stafford. Stafford shoots, stopped by Lundqvist. The rebound cleared aside by McDonough, played by Blake Wheeler. He fires, saved by Lundqvist, and Lundqvist covers. 2:02 to go in this first period. 15 shots on goal for Winnipeg.
Now we're seeing something that we saw against the Boston Bruins in Lundqvist's first game. Boston came out and threw everything at the net from all angles. Winnipeg's trying to do the same thing to test him, to see how sharp he is. So we've seen a lot of these bad angle shots come to the front of the net, and the only goal for Winnipeg came from just about the goal line.
Brassard and Little for the face-off. Little wins it. Played ahead by Enstrom. That deflects off the glove of Lundqvist, played by Little. Little was checked by Yandel. Brassard moves it up the boards. Fost clears it out. And this comes down as an icing on the Rangers. 1:46 remaining in the first period. How about the mask that Henrik Lundqvist is wearing tonight? Is that the John McEnroe mask?
It is. It is. And he and McEnroe decided what needed to be on that mask. Of course, a lot of it had to do with John and his personality and his history and whatnot, and so that will be auctioned off for charity as well at some point.
And you know what it says on the front of the mask? You can't be serious. Oh, man. Those are some great masks that Henrik has put together with the tremendous celebrities that he has been working with.
And the show with John McEnroe was great. I found myself having a few laughs and chuckles, and it's good stuff. Henrik does a good job. Nice that all those other people get involved in the charity side of things and raise some money for a needy cause.
He is the spokesperson for Garden of Dreams Foundation. Get involved. Phone call. Go online. Buy a raffle for $100, and it makes you eligible for some great prizes.
Yeah, it's not just his name. I mean, he gets involved.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he puts in the time.
Lowry winds it deep for Stempniak. Stempniak, whose family is still back in New York. He's got little kids. Tough. He hasn't seen them much.
Yeah, twin girls.
McDonough was taken down. That shot was blocked. Under a minute to go. Takeaway by the Rangers. Derek Stepan. He finds Matt Hunwick. Quick puck movement. Here's JT Miller. Miller goes deep against Adam Party. Spins the other way. Miller finds Hunwick. Saved by Pavlik. And he covers up. Nice play by JT Miller to set up a good scoring chance for Matt Hunwick.
You know what, Sam? This starts in the Rangers zone. Remember we talked about how the Rangers have to move the puck quickly and do a good job. This time it's Derek Stepan that comes all the way back. And you'll see him. He's behind the net right now. Now he's got the puck. Watch the pass. Good solid pass right on the tape. Now the Rangers come up the ice with speed. They follow it up. JT Miller does a wonderful job with the puck. One way, the other way, and then eventually sends up Hunwick for a quick shot on goal. Good save by Pavlik. It all started with the defensive play by Derek Stepan.
Toby Enstrom with the outlet pass. And Scheifele sends it in. 30 seconds to go. First period. Game tied 1-1. Tyler Myers down the boards for Drew Stafford. Stafford checked there by Hagelin, who shoved him down. Boyle moves the puck up. Kevin Hayes plays it across. Hagelin's got it. Back for Hayes off his stick. Jesper Fast plays it. Sets up Dan Boyle. Save Pavlik. Rebound cleared by Myers. And again, good passing by the Rangers. Jesper Fast shot blocked by Myers. And the horn sounds as the puck was batted out of the zone. But the Rangers, after they were put under a lot of pressure early, and Winnipeg scored first, the Rangers came back and played well.
Yeah, they did. They started making plays in the offensive zone. Here's one by Foss. Real good pass onto the stick of Dan Boyle, and Pavlik makes a good blocker save. So the Rangers survived the early part of the game where Winnipeg really came out. Rangers were a better team in the second half.
Rangers head off. Coming up, it's the Delta Intermission Report. John Giannone rejoins us. His special guest, Derek Stepan, who just got the Good Guy Award from the Rangers beat writers. Bill Pito will have the Audi MSG 150 back in the studio in New York. Anson Carter and Steve Valiquette have highlights and analysis, all coming up on the Delta Intermission Report. Rangers trying to get their game back. Winnipeg Jets grab an early lead, but the Rangers come on with a strong finish, and they've tied the game 1-1. We are back in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and it's over freezing. It's warm in Winnipeg. Getting set for the second period. New York Rangers hockey on MSG is presented by Chase. Tonight is the Garden of Dreams fundraiser. We ask you to be as generous as you possibly can to help the kids in need in the New York metropolitan area. For a $100 raffle ticket, it'll make you eligible for one of 22 great prizes. Visit MSG.com or call that telephone number on your screen, 212-465-3900. Great prizes, autographed jerseys, autographed sticks, Brian Leetch jersey, Brian Leach, Hall of Famer. Great New York Ranger. Future Hall of Famer, Marty St. Louis. An autographed stick. The great current Rangers, Dan Girardi, Mark Stahl, Derek Brassard, Carl Hagelin, Ryan McDonough, the Rangers captain. Get involved. The kids need your help, and we need your help. Thank you so much for your generosity. Second period. Stepan, Kreider, and Miller with Boyle and Stahl, and we're underway. Lundqvist plays the glass, blocked along the boards. Wheeler tied up with Stahl. Stepan against Scheifele. Scheifele winds it around. Played by Stafford, glove by Lundqvist, and he holds it. While we have a moment, a special mention of a special person who just passed away a couple of days ago, Joe Murphy, longtime Rangers equipment trainer. Started back in the late 70s, was right through the 1994 championship. Just a great person, passed away at the age of 82. Condolences from the entire Ranger organization, Rangers family, to Joe Murphy. His funeral is tomorrow. Everybody was Babe. Hi, Babe. How you doing, Babe? So his nickname was Babe.
They're special people. Those guys that do that work, that they know everybody, they treat everybody well.
Saved by Lundqvist on Frolik. You're right about that. They're the unsung heroes of the organization.
You can't believe how hard these guys work.
Chance in front, but fanned on by Little. Played by Frolik. Too Little, poked away by Girardi. And Zuccarello was there to play it. Up ahead for Nash, who lifts it out of the zone. Myers has it. Zuccarello right on him. Good play. Little ahead for Frolik. Girardi on him. Long shot stopped by Lundqvist. Andrew Ladd was deflected away by Girardi, and McDonough moves it ahead with Adam Lowry all over him. Boy, that Lowry's a big kid, Joe. Moves in, drops it off. Here's Stempniak. He scores! Lee Stempniak, the former Ranger, beats Henrik Lundqvist to give Winnipeg the lead.
Yeah, the Rangers had it. They get it to the neutral zone, but no further. And then here comes Winnipeg. The Rangers were making a change. They only had 3 players initially back in the zone. 2 were coming off the bench. And then Lee Stempniak on the drop pass from Perreault. What a shot. Right over the glove of Henrik Lundqvist. Lee Stempniak telling us this morning that his role a little bit different than it was for the Rangers. Getting a little more power play time here, more penalty killing time. And now that they are healthy, Paul Maurice said, you know, we've got a lot of competition up front. These players are going to have to produce to stay in the lineup. And that includes Lee Stempniak, and that's one way to do it.
Yeah, the coach called this a very important game for Lee Stempniak, and he comes through with a goal. Hunwick tried to play it in front, it was blocked away. Stempniak plays it off the boards and into the Ranger zone. Lowry gets there. Adam Lowry, whose dad, Dave Lowry, had an outstanding NHL career.
He's going to coach the World Junior team for Canada. He was just named to that post about a week and a half ago or so. That's a huge role.
Enstrom with a hard pass to Myers. Myers lifts it ahead. Enstrom there. Yandel tries to take it away. Enstrom for Toulouse. Excuse me, for Slater. Jim Slater, who scored the first goal. Slater and Stempniak, the goal scorers for Winnipeg. A takeaway by Kevin Hayes. And Hayes winds up, big drive that's stopped by Pavlik. Jets lead for the second time of the game. Here is Jiri Toulouse. Saved by Lundqvist. Boyle gets away to Shepard. Dominic Moore. And the Jets clear it out. Byfuglien going deep against Stahl, using his strength to maintain possession. Drops it to Wheeler. Blake Wheeler with a shot, save. There's some rebounds. Lundqvist hasn't been able to control the rebounds thus far in the second period. Byfuglien for Wheeler. Drops it off for Drew Stafford. Off the end boards. Adam Party gets there. Now Wheeler. And the Go Jets Go chant up from the crowd. Stepan trying to take it away from Party. Party went down. Rangers move out. Here's Shepard. Party looks around. Double team by Miller and Stepan. Girardi moves it back, and Adam Party has it.
It's a loud place, huh, Sam?
Oh, it really
is. 15,000 people. That's it. There's 8,000 on the waiting list for season tickets.
They have not had NHL playoffs here since the first Winnipeg Jets team in 1996, the team that moved to Phoenix.
19 years.
And they are excited about the prospect of playoffs here. JT Miller able to clear it. Jacob Trouba back for it. Trouba from Rochester, Michigan. Played 1 year at the University of Michigan. First-round draft pick. This is his second year in the NHL. Just turned 21 last month.
Boy, he's a good-looking young player. He loves to handle the puck and skate and hit and do all those things.
Nash against Stewart. Now Zuccarello, who has the Rangers goal. Checked there by Ladd. Back behind the net, Nash. Nash looking. Try to get it to Zuccarello, but Ladd takes it away, and Zuccarello takes it back. Nash to Yandel. Saved by Pavlik. No rebound. 4:52 gone by. Let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings brought to you by Kia. Montreal has moved ahead of the Rangers by 1 point, but the Rangers have 2 games in hand as they battle for first overall in the Eastern Conference. See, Pittsburgh and the Islanders tied. Pittsburgh with 1 more game remaining has the edge and is in second place. Washington and Boston in the wild card spot with Ottawa and Florida right behind. Florida at last look was ahead of Boston in their game 2-1, and Boston has come back to tie it in the third period. They are 2-2 in Boston.
Alex Ovechkin, goal number 50 tonight for Washington. They lead at 4-2 against Carolina, that game in the third period.
6th player in NHL history to have 6 50-goal seasons. Man, he is a scoring machine.
What a year he's had. Just, in all aspects. He just skating, plus minus has been good.
Rangers come out. Foss try to get it to Hagelin. Hagelin's got it. Enstrom on him. Hagelin winds it deep. Myers pressured by Hayes. Chipped off the boards by Slater. Taken back by Boyle. Winnipeg with a 2-1 lead early second period. 5:35 gone by here in the second. One's pass tipped ahead by Fost. The Winnipeg go-ahead goal, Stempniak with his 12th from Perreault and Lowry at 1:25. And plays whistled down and offside.
He said, what's the big difference here, Lee Stempniak? He said, well, I woke up at 8 o'clock and I was at the rink at 8:15. He just lives down the street.
That's it.
Not much traffic here. But he likes it, likes the atmosphere, loves the coach. He loved his experience in New York, but he came to another good place. It's not always the case. You're in one good place and you go to another good place with a chance to make the playoffs, which he's got here, and a chance to play important minutes. Those are all good things. He'll be an unrestricted free agent after this season.
His contract will be up.
He's a good man, Lee Stempniak. Real good teammate, likable person.
Hunwick made a nice play to Yandel off the boards, trying to lead Tanner Glass. Pavlik goes out to play it. Dominic Moore stopped it. Perreault tied him up. Shepard battling against Lowry. And Stempniak able to bring it out. Broken up by Hunwick. Stempniak went down. Lead for Perreault. Checked by Hunwick. And Yandel plays it off the boards to Shepard. Up ahead, Tanner Glass. Stepan has come on. Glass moves in. That shot deflected, goes off the glass. Yandel. Tipped into the Winnipeg zone. Miller after it against Bufflin. Harney. Clearing attempt by Stafford was stopped. And Bufflin's got it with Kreider on him. Kreider took it away. Gets it to Stepan. Stepan's bumped by Bufflin. Bufflin takes it back. Girardi comes down, knocked it away from Stafford. Stepan winds it around the boards to McDonough. McDonough looks. Kreider shot off the outside of the net. Stepan checked there by Scheifele. Kreider's got it. Good possession by the Rangers in the zone here. McDonough looking for a lane. That deflected into the corner. Miller goes down to get it. Miller into the corner. Bufflin fires ahead for Stafford. Stafford met by Miller.
Miller's had another good game,
Yes.
Sam. He really has.
McDonough's without a stick. And now the stick out of the hands of Drew Stafford. McDonough got a stick from J.T. Miller. So Miller's without a stick. Rangers take possession. Nash to Stepan. And deep in the Winnipeg zone it goes. 8 minutes gone by. Second period. Myers hounded by Nash. Good play. 2-on-1 down low. Brassard shoots at a save. He ran out of room. Stahl to Brassard. And Zuccarello back to Brassard. Nash set up in front against Myers. Zuccarello to Nash. Nash picked up by Myers. And there's that long reach of Myers knocked it away. Myers moves ahead. Nash tried to stay with him, took him down. Fans wanted a penalty called. Nash with a good job of staying with Tyler Myers.
Those were two excellent defensive plays.
Stewart with a shot, partially blocked by Zuccarello. That shot by Ladd deflects out of play into the netting.
One by each player. Myers first, Nash second.
8:43 gone by, second period. Winnipeg has a 2-1 lead. Lexus is teaming up with the Garden of Dreams Foundation to raffle off the all-new RCF Sport to one lucky fan. For more information and to purchase your ticket, head to gardenofdreamsfoundation.org/Lexus. And glad that they're involved with the Garden of Dreams Foundation. This is Garden of Dreams fundraiser night. Please go to msg.com or dial the number that we put up on the screen, and there is the number. And buy your raffle ticket, makes you eligible for some great prizes and helps out the kids in the metropolitan area who need your help. Trouba across to Stewart, toward the net, blocked in front, and the puck taken by Stepniak. Checked by Girardi, in deep for Perreault. Yandle on him. Lowry gets it back to Trouba. That's blocked by James Shepherd, who chops at it. Try to clear it. Kept in by Lowry.
Yandle.
Stepniak. Sorry, Joe.
No, pardon me, Sam. Girardi and Yandle pair together now.
Trouba in deep. Took it away from Shepherd. A whistle. Offside was whistled on the play. Perreault was by the bench trying to get out of the zone.
Too many men on the ice.
Oh. That's what happened.
That's why.
So Rangers going to get a power play here as the Jets are called for too many men on the ice.
Too many men, or maybe it's, now we're being told it might be interference.
Okay.
So he was trying to get off the ice, interfered with one of the Rangers, and so the Rangers with a power play chance. Penalty killing has been good for Paul Maurice's team.
And this Rangers power play presented by Volkswagen. Rangers second of the game. Had a good power play earlier. Did not score. Yandle moving with a puck. Winding up. Feeds Zuccarello, who shoots it. It's blocked. Goes into the corner. Clearing attempt by Slater. Deflected way up in the air. Hit the scoreboard. Hit the video board over center ice.
Now here's Dom Moore here. Here's Perreault going off the ice. Now watch what he does. Right there. He just catches, it looked like the right skate, kind of just leaned in, only catches a piece of Dominic Moore, but I think he got his right skate, which knocked him off balance, and down he went, and that's the penalty.
Broussard, Zuccarello, and Nash, Yandle, and McDonough for the Rangers power play. Perreault for interference at 9:31. Rangers had 3 shots on goal on their first power play. Rangers down 2-1. Zuccarello gains the zone. Leaves it for Broussard. Now McDonough with pressure. Finds Yandle. Back to McDonough. Now Broussard. Winds up. Big drive. He scores! Derek Broussard! It's a power play goal! And the game is tied 2-2.
What a job of passing by the Rangers. This starts with Zuccarello again. I'm repeating myself. It starts with Zuccarello. He carries the puck over the blue line, and then we're going to see a series of passes by the Rangers. There's Zuccarello, waits. Now this pass coming up. McDonough's going to get it here, and he goes right through the legs of the defender to the other side. Now that spreads everybody out, gives everybody some room. Rick Nash won't get an assist, but he deserves one because his screen takes the eyes away from Pavelec. And what a shot by Broussard. Pavelec couldn't see it because of Rick Nash, and Broussard with the power play goal to tie it.
Broussard went through a stretch where he really struggled to score goals. 1 goal in 18 games. Now he has goals in back-to-back games and 3 goals in the last 6. And that's a big factor. Rangers score on the power play. Their first power play goal in the last 7 games. The last 5 games. There's Girardi with a shot, but the net had been knocked off the pegs, and the whistle stopped play. Broussard with his 17th goal of the season. McDonough and Yandle assist. A power play goal. It's 2-2. Dan Girardi, 645 games, passes Rod Sealing for 17th on the Rangers all-time games played list. Who holds the Rangers record for games played? They gave me a layup, Joe.
They did, didn't they?
Yes.
Is it the name that's been the answer to our trivia question about every other game this year?
No.
Okay.
But it is a Hall of Famer.
Defenseman?
Yes. Out of the zone, Keith Yandle.
I'm giving this one to you. I'm not even going to say anything. It's all yours. You just take it away.
Yandle holding. Adam Lowry pressuring. Miller playing it off the boards. Byfuglien back for it. Game tied 2-2. Little over 9 minutes to go, second period. 10-13, the time of the Broussard power play goal. Boyle ahead of Stepniak, and it brings an icing on Winnipeg.
Just going to say, JT Miller again. Every time he gets a chance to hit somebody, he does.
Experience blue shirt action in a suite at Madison Square Garden this season. A limited number of single night suites are now available. Visit NewYorkRangers.com/suites or call 212-465-6771 to reserve yours today. Lifted high out of the zone, almost hit the video board again. Stepniak takes it, blocked by McDonough. Girardi moves it into the corner. Hagelin there. Hagelin had a hat trick against the Winnipeg Jets here last season. Girardi with a shot save, big rebound, and Stepniak clears it out.
Nice shot, nice and low. He had Hagelin going to the front of the net who tried to deflect it.
Hayes gets there. Hayes feeding Fost. Now McDonough tries to get it to Hagelin. Hagelin spins around. Byfuglien trying to take it away. Rangers have it back. Hayes checked by Myers. How about this defensive pair? Myers and Byfuglien. Takeaway. Andrew Ladd comes out. Hayes took a hit. Got a roar from the crowd.
And McDonough and Boyle now together on the ice for the Rangers.
Myers and Byfuglien. One's a linebacker, the other one's a basketball player.
It's interesting, Sam. We talked about those right-handed shots. Byfuglien, Myers, Trouba. And the coach said, you know what, they all want to play 25 minutes, so I'm trying to figure out which one of them can play on the left side.
Good rush by Shepard. Centers knocked away by Enstrom. Played by Slater, who scored the first goal of the game for the Winnipeg Jets. In deep, Lundqvist plays the Glass to Tanner Glass. And Shepard comes out. Glass got knocked down by Stewart. Shepard spins around, feeds Moore. Dominic Moore forced back by Trouba. Puck around to Tanner Glass. Stewart on him. Chipped off the boards. Hunwick steps up, blocks the clearing attempt. Trouba to Stewart. And out for Toulouse. Yuri Toulouse moves in. And the shot deflected away by Yandel. Out comes Moore. Just under 7 minutes to go. Second period tied 2-2. Stewart. Knocked down. Nash plays it deep. Trouba's there.
That was Zuccarello again. First one in and got a piece of the puck with his stick to slow it down and keep it in the zone. And now Zuccarello goes over and forces an icing.
Zuccarello's been outstanding.
He really
in this
has. He really has. He's just all over the place. You know, we've talked often this year about Rick Nash and the three-zone player he is. Well, don't take anything away from Matt Zuccarello because he does the same thing. Hustles, sticks his nose in there, makes plays, unselfish. Has an awful lot of fun doing it, too.
Hey, that's it. That was what Paul Maurice was saying, how much he loved to play the game and loved to practice.
Penalty on Nash coming up for hooking. Right off the face-off. Nash didn't like the call. Wes McCauley, one of the officials, made the call. So Nash goes to the penalty box. This game right off the face-off, and so now the Rangers with 6:29 to go in this second period. Here it comes there. And he gets the stick up, tried to lift the stick of Trouba, and looked like he got him on the hands.
Nash for hooking at 13:31. Winnipeg's second power play. First one, excellent penalty kill by the Rangers. And the Jets got no shots on goal. Moore, Hagelin, Girardi, and McDonough for the Rangers penalty kill. Jets control. Bufflin. Bufflin with a shot blocked by Girardi, and a rebound went wide by Little.
Yeah, Girardi's hurt. That hurt him. Hard shot by Bufflin. Caught him in I think in the side of the leg, but he's back on his feet.
Bufflin shoots the puck about 100 miles an
Sure
hour.
does.
Here's Perreault. Waiting, shooting, missed the net.
McDonough forced that one wide with the attempted block. Real good play by McDonough.
There's Bufflin again. Got it ahead to Ladd. Perreault's pass off the skate of Girardi. Girardi doing a good job hanging in there. Staying on the ice. Pass blocked by Lundqvist. He dove for it. Couldn't get it. But Hagelin got enough of it to clear it out of the zone.
Well, Lundqvist recognized that he needed to get a whistle for Girardi's sake.
Girardi couldn't get off that long trip in the second period to the bench. He couldn't make it. And the Jets have it again in the offensive zone. Blake Wheeler. Rangers have Stepan and Hagelin still on. McDonough and Girardi still on. Pass through to Perreault. That shot wide. Around the boards. Little missed it. Stepan carries it out. Now the Rangers able to change the other three players.
What a shift. Girardi and McDonough in particular blocking shots. Some they blocked without trying, including this one. Big wind-up, hard shot. There was Girardi. Boy, you know what he did? He saw it coming and he got his legs together to block it. That one hurt.
Oh, man.
Wow, did that hurt. Down he goes. Rebound chance the other way. And so between McDonough and Girardi, that was an excellent shift.
Fost and Glass on with Stahl and Boyle. 30 seconds to go in the Winnipeg power play. Scheifele plays it down the board. Stafford gets to it. Scheifele behind the net. Boyle gets loose, fires it out. Pavlik leaves it for Trouba. 15 seconds to go in the Winnipeg power play. Trouba ahead for Scheifele. In the Ranger zone, Boyle and Stafford. Boyle moves it quickly. Hayes fires it out.
Nice play, Dan Boyle. He got back in a hurry, wasted no time at all. Looked to see where he was going to go with the puck. Gave it to his partner, easy clear, and the Rangers are back to even strength.
Good penalty kill again by the Rangers. Score remains tied 2-2 with 4:15 to go in the second period. Enstrom up the boards for Stepniak. Hunwick got a piece of it. Trouba able to move it to Lowry. Now Toulouse. Taken back by Rick Nash, who lifts it out of the zone. Zuccarello and Brassard, the Rangers goal scorers. Slater and Stepniak for Winnipeg. Here's Stepniak. The former Ranger puts it into the Ranger zone. Lundqvist fires low around the boards. Blocked by Stempniak. Centers for Lowry. Knocked away. Zuccarello lifts it out of the zone.
He got chopped by Stempniak, but that was a retaliation from when Stempniak chopped him a couple of times at the blue line about 20 seconds before that.
Boyle under pressure from Little. Yandel up the board, stopped by Stewart, who shot it wide. Andrew Ladd there to take it. Ladd gives it away under pressure. Cleared out by Kreider. Trouba fell down. Stepan tried to take it away. Frolik able to move it back to Stewart. Around the boards for Brian Little. Knocked away by Stahl. Good play. Stewart for Frolik. Just under 3 minutes to go in the second period. 2-2 the score. Miller's pass. Kreider got a piece of it. Pavlik out to get it. The Bufflin. Hayes with a good play. Kreider turns. Stahl winds up. Save Pavlik. The rebound loose. And the Jets able to clear it out. Oh, Kevin Hayes, what a play he made.
Did Miller ever get cross-checked? There should have been a penalty on Bufflin. That was a vicious cross-check to Miller when he was down on the ice.
Blake Wheeler moves in. Plays it behind the net for Drew Stafford. Girardi on him. Scheifele. Stahl checking him, knocks it away. Good play by Stahl. Girardi for Hayes. And Kevin Hayes gets out of the zone. Pass through for Jesper Fast. Fast against Enstrom. 2 minutes to go in the second period. That pass coming down the ice is an icing on Winnipeg with 1:57 to go in the second.
I'll tell you what, JT Miller is feeling it. This should have been a penalty. I mean, Hayes makes the play first, and Stahl will get a shot here, and then the rebound will go to Miller. Miller gets it. There's the puck free, and now watch him get. Oh my God!
Wow,
that was vicious. I mean, I saw it I noticed it the first time. You see it again on replay.
How could
that is a vicious attempt to injure. A vicious attempt to injure somebody.
Oh, wow. I don't know what that was. Ben's down on the ice. It's tough when you see a play like that and it's missed by the officials. Hunwick back for it. Talusti on him. Hunwick able to move it to Nash. And now Brassard dumps it in. Off the boards, Enstrom. Bumped by Brassard. Knocked away from Myers. Brassard with the takeaway. Up to Hunwick. And then cleared out by Lowry. Put back in. Nash touched it. Should have been an offside. It was an offside. A delivered offside. Ruled against the Rangers. The face-off deep in the Ranger zone. 1:24 to go. Second period. The upcoming schedule is brought to you by Lexus, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Rangers. Thursday night, Rangers at Minnesota. The Wild have won 5 in a row, 8 p.m. on MSG. Saturday night, back home, Rangers and Devils, 7 p.m. on MSG. Monday night, Blue Jackets, hottest team in the league at MSG Monday night.
Now, here's another look at this. This is hard to watch. It really is. I mean, that is such a vicious play. And it's nothing but an attempt to hurt somebody. That's what it is. It's plain and simple. That is, you know what, I'm almost surprised when you see it. You're almost surprised that he was able to get up. I mean, that's not right. We don't even have to say the league should look at it. You know what? The league looks at everything.
Yeah, they do.
They look at everything. Yeah. They watch every game. They go through every tape. They look at everything. But if they see something that, whether there was a penalty or not, you know, they'll, they look at it and they act on it.
That's as dangerous a play as you'll see.
It is. I agree with you.
Hardy to Frolik. A deflection goes into the netting. And play stops. A minute 18 to go here in the second period. Game tied 2-2. Rangers have not led in the game. Winnipeg scored early in the first period. Rangers came back to tie. Winnipeg scored early in the second period. And the Rangers came back to tie. Brian Little and Dominic Moore for the face-off. Rangers controlled. McDonough pressured by Ladd. Girardi moves it, but it's taken away. Good steal by Frolik. In front, shot by Ladd, deflected away by Lundqvist.
Ladd leads this team in scoring and was able to find the puck They had a real good season, the captain.
Career high for him.
Career
61
high.
points.
Yeah, and they talk about the other things he does besides score, which is really important. Help out. It's a young team. He helps out the young players. You'll just see him kind of find the puck. It's bouncing around, bouncing. He's 16. There it is. Finds it, lets it go quickly, and misses the net.
Paul Maurice was saying this morning that they asked Ladd to do things that really take away from his production, his point production.
Yeah, well, for a while there, he was playing with the young kid, Lowry. He was just turned 22 and trying to learn his way in the league, so they put Ladd with him to help teach him.
Enstrom, good pressure by the Rangers. Derek Stepan is there. Kreider is there. Scheifele comes out with it. Boyle is there. Scheifele pulls up, fires, kicked away by Lundqvist. Kreider chips it off the boards out of the zone. 25 seconds to go in the period. Mark Stahl takes over. Both teams changing lines. Foss tips it into the Jets zone.
And Boston won a huge game. They scored in the last few minutes of that game to beat Florida 3-2.
That really hurts Florida's
Sure
chances.
does. They were trailing Boston by 4 points coming into this action tonight.
And the horn sounds ending the second period. Rangers, who are one of the best road teams in the National Hockey League, playing well, hanging in there, and they have tied the game twice. It's 2-2 end of the second.
So this is a hard-fought game. It really is. Now you see actually two Ranger players, including Miller, talking to the referee, he along with Boyle, as they leave the ice. And you can't blame them for that. But the Rangers have played hard. They really have. They've done a better job with the puck and moving the puck. Their power play's been effective, something that has struggled recently. So now they just need to finish off with a good third period.
Coming up, it's the New York Lottery Intermission Report. John Giannone rejoins us. His special guest, Matt Zuccarello, Rangers goal scorer in the first period. Back in the studio in New York, Bill Pito has the Audi MSG 150. Steve Valiquette and Anson Carter have highlights and analysis. All coming up on the New York Lottery Intermission Report. Rangers on the road. 24 road wins this season. Trailed 1-0 and tied it. Trailed 2-1, tied it on a power play goal by Derek Brassard. 2-2, end of the second. Exciting hockey in Winnipeg, Manitoba. The Rangers and Winnipeg Jets getting set for the third period. New York Rangers hockey on MSG is presented by Chase. This, of course, is Garden of Dreams fundraiser night. We're glad you're with us. We're glad you're watching, but we need your help to help the kids in need in the New York metropolitan area. Please pick up the phone, call 212-465-3900 or go to MSG.com and make your purchase of a $100 raffle that makes you eligible for some great prizes. Autographed puck collection, puck and stick, autographed by Hockey Night Live personalities, the mask poster from Henrik Lundqvist's show, autographed sticks, autographed jerseys. Brian Leach, a Hall of Famer. Marty St. Louis, can't say it enough. These are great, great players. Current Rangers, former Rangers. Please get involved. And, of course, the most important thing, you help the kids in crisis in the New York metropolitan area.
And when you win a visit to the booth, besides the stick that you're going to get from us signed, I think you said you promised to share one of your pretzels.
Oh, definitely.
With somebody, right?
Pretzels and mustard.
You got the mustard going.
Absolutely.
You got the pretzels. I mean, normally you protect those things, right? But for this cause...
Sometimes it's my dinner.
For this cause, you'll share.
Without a doubt. Underway, third period. JT Miller is okay. He starts the period with Stepan and Kreider. He took a vicious cross-check from Dustin Byfuglien. Icing is whistled.
I think he got hurt on that hit he just made, too. He hit Party. Party's a great big defenseman as well. And JT Miller looks hurt to me. He got in quickly. He had to brace himself. He sees Party coming, and here we go. Ready for it. Good solid hit. But he looked to be a little uneasy as he came back down the ice.
Brassard, Nash, and Zuccarello on with McDonough and Girardi. Brassard's adjusting something on the left skate. John Giannone standing by. We'll get his report from the coaches in just a moment. Rangers control. McDonough looking, shooting, blocked in front by Party. Cleared out. Girardi able to collect it. Picked up by Nash. Rick Nash has not had a shot on goal thus far in the game. Brassard in the corner. Brassard with a good takeaway. Nice play. McDonough toward the net, intercepted by Byfuglien. Byfuglien ahead for Frolik. He was slowed down by McDonough. Heard the fan reaction. They wanted an interference call. McDonough able to get away. Moves it up the board. Zuccarello was stopped by Enstrom. That's an offside. And now let's get that report. Between the benches we go to John Giannone.
Yeah, an interesting report from Ulf Samuelsson, who said that given the building and the situation the Jets are in, he expects them to come out fully overcharged in the third period. He said maybe that's where we can take advantage of the fact that they'll be overcharged. And he actually said if we could chip pucks behind them, get in after it, maybe they're going to be a little bit too anxious to get up the ice. He said what I like about what we've done in this game so far is that we've played 200 feet, 5 men, recommitment to defense. He said so far this has been a very encouraging game, guys.
Thanks, John. Andrew Ladd. His pass taken away by Stepan. Stepan out with Miller and Kreider. Here's Miller. Kreider to his left. And the pass just a little too far for him. Out of the zone. Recovered by Stepan. Comes right back in. Dropped to Miller. Miller winds it deep. Stopped by Enstrom for Winnipeg. Toby Enstrom, the outlet to Brian Little. Stahl is there. Tyler Myers shot. Stahl got a piece with that long reach. Miller plays it back to Matt Hunwick. Stahl intercepted by Trouba. Back in, Adam Lowry. Lowry against Stahl. Good job by Mark Stahl. Shot by Stewart, blocked in front by Hunwick. Here's Stewart again. A backhander goes wide. Hagelin after it, bumps with with Perreault. Perreault taken down. Shot by Stempniak was blocked. Stahl is limping.
Hit him in the ankle.
Lowry shoved to the boards by Hunwick. Stahl still having trouble moving. Long shot, saved by Lundqvist. He was going one way, had to retreat, and made the save.
Yeah,
Hunwick.
Rangers need a whistle here, so Hunwick tries to ice it. At least they'll be able to get a change as that goes on goal. Stahl was slow to make it to the Ranger bench.
Yandel is on with Girardi. Girardi moves it ahead. James Shepard for Tanner Glass. Trouba. Glass bearing down on him. Up ahead, Yuri Talusti. Talusti dumps it in, was bumped by Girardi. Lundqvist out to play it. Was stopped by Thorburn. Talusti's got it. In deep, deflects to the corner. Thorburn has it. Winds it deep for Slater. Girardi with a takeaway. Slater on him. Talusti moves in. And the puck comes out of the zone. 3:15 gone by, third period, tied 2-2.
Rangers have had 16 block shots in the first 2 periods, 6 of those by Dan Girardi. And you know the other stat that stands out, Sam, is for Winnipeg, just 8 hits through 2 periods. They had 22 hits in the first period against Chicago the other night.
That's strange.
Well, it tells you something about the Rangers getting the puck and moving it quickly and not putting themselves in a position to get hit.
Icing whistled against Winnipeg.
And speaking of getting hit, Mark Stahl. Right here, Stempniak. Oh, side of the foot. That's why he was limping and slow to the bench.
Myers double teamed. Rangers try to take it away. Nash went down. Good effort by Zuccarello. Slowed down Enstrom. Enstrom up ahead. Out comes Drew Stafford. Blocked by Boyle. Good play. Nash brings it back. Nash moves in. Check there by Party. Fires in front. Tipped away by Byfuglien. Brassard along the board. Scheifele. And it's cleared out. McDonough gets it to Boyle.
The Rangers almost caught Winnipeg in a defense change. That's why Nash had that room on the right side.
Party able to bring it out. Stahl and Girardi, the defensive pair. Shot by Wheeler. Save with a right pad by Lundqvist. Tough shot by Blake Wheeler. 4.5 minutes gone by in the third. Andrew Ladd back in. Saved by Lundqvist, but it was offside. Winnipeg on the play. Take the Rangers with you wherever you go. Download the official Rangers mobile app today. Available in the Apple Store and Google Play Store.
Detroit's hanging on to a 1-0 lead over Ottawa. Ottawa's outshot them by a huge margin. Oh, and now Ottawa's scored to tie it.
Washington,
Late.
with their win, Joe, they're 1 point behind the Islanders for third place in the division,
And
1 point behind Pittsburgh.
Right.
Pittsburgh has a game in hand on Wash.
Right.
Wow, that race really tightening up now. Shot by Bufflin, saved by Lundqvist. Along the boards, Little feeding Party. Down the boards, Frolik in the corner, Stahl on him. Brian Little. First game back after missing 11 games with an upper body injury. Hayes able to move it ahead. Foskey's tied up by Bufflin. Frolik plays it toward the net, a deflection and a save by Lundqvist. Hayes moving it out of the zone. Jets come right back. Andrew Ladd. Lundqvist out to get it. Around the board, stopped by Frolik. Quick shot blocked. Girardi, who else? Trouba got a piece of it. Stahl plays it up ahead to Miller. He turns back and left it there. Lowry shoots high as Girardi picked him up. Out to Stewart for a shot wide. Miller went back with a puck and Stahl wasn't expecting it. Turned into a turnover. Icing on the Rangers.
Yeah, it was just a miscommunication. All Miller wanted to do was just tap it back. And you'll see him just tap it right there, thinking that someone was there. A little miscommunication turns into that chance. But again, Dan Girardi in good position. Gets a stick on that shot by Lowry and deflects it over the net. What a game again for Dan Girardi.
He is the rock on defense for the Rangers.
He is so steady, so solid. Subtle plays big minutes, doesn't take penalties.
5:50 gone by, third period. Rangers have been outshot 28-17. The game tied 2-2. Galusti playing it up the boards. Kreider comes back for it, trying to chip it out of the zone. It was blocked. Galusti with a shot off the post. Thorburn back for Winnipeg. Fires it out off the skate of Kreider. Taken back by Stepan, then knocked away. Myers gave it away to Stepan. Stepan waits. Winds it hard around the board. Shepard just off the bench for Yandel. A shot blocked by Galusti. Thorburn tried to play it. Shepard took it away, and Myers took it back for Winnipeg. Enstrom. 6.5 minutes gone by. That's deflected into the Rangers bench. Everybody ducked. 6:31 remaining or gone by in the third. 2-2 the score. Headed to the Garden for an upcoming event? Make sure you use your Chase Visa credit or debit card at select concession locations to receive $5 off your meal. Chase card holders get more at Madison Square Garden. A brief mention of a member of the MSG family who recently passed away, losing his battle with cancer. John Buschhorn, a mainstay at the MSG box office for 7 years. A man who worked throughout the city with the Cosmos, the New York Jets, Ticketmaster before joining MSG, but was a mainstay at the Garden. Passed away yesterday, and our deepest condolences go to his family. Right here in Winnipeg, 6:32 gone by, third period, and the game tied 2-2. Rangers have not led in this game. Jets twice taking the lead. Rangers coming back to tie. Ottawa and Detroit in overtime, tied 1-1.
Ottawa's trying to hang in there, aren't they?
Yeah,
Ever since the Rangers beat them, they were really struggling. Haven't won since.
The word from our home office back in New York, Joe, is that the Garden of Dreams fundraiser is nearing $100,000. Our thanks to everyone, but stay involved. There's a lot more to go. And right here after the whistle.
That's Lowry and Keith Yandel that get involved, and that draws a crowd. Lowry, as we mentioned, Sam, the size of this kid, 6'5", 200 and whatever.
He towers over everyone in the locker room.
He leads this physical team in hits. Well over 200 hits on the season for Adam Lowry. And he just goes to the net, kind of gets his stick in there, and Yandel does the right thing. You know, just going to stick down there around the area where Henrik Lundqvist had his glove over the puck. And so then prior to that, there was Lowry that was tried to get a piece of Yandel before they both got to the puck.
Ryan Little won the draw, shot by Myers, blocked. Girardi takes it away. Rangers come out. Nash cross ice for Zuccarello. Zuccarello and Brassard, the Rangers goal scorers. Slater and Stepniak for Winnipeg. Rangers have done a good job on the top two Winnipeg lines. Defensively, Rangers have been outstanding. Good play there by McDonough. Shot by Enstrom high. Ladd has the puck. Enstrom again. Ladd blocked by Girardi. Nash was stopped by Myers. McDonough reverses to Girardi.
Now, he didn't see Myers coming. Myers pinched in and surprised Nash.
Zuccarello, good pass to Nash. He's got a man with him. It's McDonough. Turnaround shot stopped by Pavlik. First shot on goal for Rick Nash in the game. 12:10 to go here in the third. Tied 2-2. Kevin Hayes. Hayes in. Forced back by Bufflin. Plays it across. Wheeler was slowed down, turned it over. Hagelin kept it in on the line. Good play by Jesper Fast. Back the other way. Drew Stafford. Now Mark Scheifele checked there by Boyle. Hardy to Bufflin. Shoots wide in the net off the end boards to Wheeler. Wheeler for Stafford. Stahl intercepts. Stahl able to move it out for Hayes off his stick but out of the zone. Back in comes Stafford off the boards to Wheeler. Picked up by Yandel. Fast checked there by Stafford, who got taken down by Boyle. Fast gets out of the zone, fires in. Pavlik stops it behind the net. Now Party. Up ahead to Lusty. Sending out for Slater. Slater bumped on the play by Miller. Fans react. Looking for an interference call. Slater up the boards to Trouba. Trouba's shot blocked in front. Hunwick battling Thorburn, and it hit one of the two. And then Lundqvist covered up. Yandel involved again, this time with Drew Stafford. Excuse me, with Jim Slater. And things settle down. The New York Spring Spectacular, presented by Chase Stars, the Rockettes, Laura Benanti from ABC's Nashville, and Derek Huff from Dancing with the Stars. Now through May 3rd only at Radio City. For tickets, visit Rockettes.com/spring. A great show. And springtime is coming to New York.
It's got to be, because it's coming to Winnipeg.
That's right.
It's coming to Winnipeg. It's got to be coming to every other place.
Shepard moving it to Glass. Jets take it back. Moore ties up Stepniak. The skates of Lowry. Shepard off the boards. Picked up by Dominic Moore. Moves in on Jacob Trouba. Moore looks. Down the boards. Perreault. Shepard takes it away. Good play. Glass taken out by Trouba, but Moore comes over, battling Stewart. Stewart reverses to Trouba. Up ahead, Stepniak able to get it out of the zone for Lowry, but Shepard there to take it away. Girardi's got it. Midway point, third period. 10 minutes to go. Tied 2-2. Andrew Ladd with Stepan on him. Ladd backhands it out of the zone. Stahl stopped it. Gets it to Kreider. Kreider with Stepan. Kreider shoots off the chest of Pavlik. Stepan for Kreider. And it goes through. Boyle keeps it in. Kreider in the corner. Tied up with Enstrom. Enstrom moves it. Stepan is there to play it. Kreider chases it down. Tyler Myers on him. Around the boards to Stepan. Stepan checked there by Brian Little. Miller keeps it alive against Enstrom. Kreider moves in to help out. Kreider against Myers. Tough work along the boards. Rangers keeping it alive, but keeping it in the Winnipeg zone. Now the Jets try to come out, and they do. Brian Little. Stahl back to get it. Played away by Lundqvist to Boyle. 9 minutes to go in the third. Boyle for Nash. Tips it into the Jet zone. Adam Party goes to get it. Byfuglien for Scheifele. Rangers knock it away. McDonough with a good play. Byfuglien again. Wheeler across to Party. Adam Party checked by Girardi. Scheifele lost control. Cleared away by Nash. Shot by Byfuglien. Deflected out of play. 8:37 to go. Third period. Big Dustin Byfuglien had stepped into that shot, but it was deflected away. Let's answer the Cadillac trivia question tonight. Dan Girardi passes Rod Sealing for 17th on the all-time Rangers games played list, who holds the Rangers record for games played. Number 3, defenseman Harry Howell.
Yep.
Hall of Famer.
What a player. Boy, oh boy, what a great player.
And a great guy.
Yeah.
Just a great guy.
That's for sure. How about this save? Hit Johnny McEnroe right in the head.
Can't believe it. Henrik Lundqvist using his head. And as they said in our control room, Director Larry Roth, you can't be serious.
Shooting at my head like that.
Nash takes over. 8:15 to go in the third. Winds up. Big shot into the chest and covered by Pavlik.
And that Byfuglien can shoot the puck. Oh boy, that thing right off the top of the helmet. Did not a play.
That's
Now,
a good mask that they designed, Henrik and McEnroe.
no, for sure. For sure. You know, this is a good game, and these are good games for the Rangers to be playing in. Because, you know, say what you want. When you clinch a spot, yes, you want to keep moving up and get home ice and all that, but there's a certain amount of relief to clinch a playoff spot. You lose just a little bit of that edge, you know, just a little bit, because you got Winnipeg, Calgary, and these teams are playing at such a high level just to try and get in the playoffs. So these types of games are good for the Rangers to try and keep an edge, because this has got a playoff feel to it.
That pass goes all the way down. It's an icing on the Rangers. 7:51 to go.
And certainly the coach wants all of those things. He'd like them to, you know, keep winning, get as much home ice as possible for the playoffs. If you need that 7th game, it's awfully nice to be able to play that on your home ice. And at the same time, he keeps on, you know, he keeps on pushing them to play well in the areas that have gotten them those 101 points.
And another big game Thursday in Minnesota. The Wild have the first wild card spot in the West, but they have a chance to move up.
Yeah.
And maybe catch Chicago in their division for 3rd place.
And we'll see Devin Dubnyk, I'm sure, play his 35th consecutive game on Thursday for Minnesota.
They've won 5 in a row. McDonough for Girardi. Stafford trying to get it to Scheifele. Kreider sends out Miller. Miller with Stepan, dumps it in. Miller against Byfuglien.
It's been a good line tonight. Miller's done a real good job.
Takeaway by Kreider. Sends it back to McDonough. McDonough on the move. Plays it down the boards. Kreider trying to get it to Stepan, but it just missed connecting, and Wheeler was able to clear it out. Kreider has it back. Good shift to that line. Stepan still on, fires it in. Trouba pushes it ahead for Thorburn, then picks it up himself. 3-on-2 across the line. Trouba's shot, a stick save by Lundqvist. Trouba again, checked there by Yandel. Shepard plays it behind his net. Chased down by Hunwick. Hard off the boards. Kept in by Talusti. Deflected in front. Knocked away from Slater. Thorburn shot a glove save by Lundqvist, and he holds it. 6:15 to go in the third. Tied 2-2.
Hunwick got hammered in the corner right here by Slater. And then you'll see a good defensive play coming up right there by Yandel, and then this shot. And Lundqvist reaches out. Thorburn, the quick release. Lundqvist had to pick it up past his own man who was going out to block the shot.
Little won the draw. Quick shot and a stick save by Lundqvist. Shot by Michael Frolik. Enstrom. Nash goes over. Ladd's pass tipped away, and Zuccarello moves it quickly to Brassard. Out for Zuccarello. Through to Nash. Nash checked by Enstrom. Good play by Toby Enstrom. Otherwise, Nash would have had a scoring chance. Around the boards it goes. 5:45 to go in the third. Tyler Myers winds it around. Hagelin chips it out. And Enstrom takes it back. Shots are 32-20 in favor of Winnipeg. Game tied 2-2. Boyle reversing to Yandel. Out of the zone, brought back across, offside Winnipeg. 5:25 to go. Third period in Winnipeg. Rangers and Jets, 2-2. Exciting hockey tonight. We've got more exciting hockey Thursday night on MSG. Rangers and the Minnesota Wild. 8 p.m. game time. It's preceded at 7:30 by Visa Rangers game night. Hope you'll join us. Bill Pito will be in action. We'll all be there. And the Western Conference, Minnesota Wild, first wild card spot at 95 points, but they're just 3 points behind the Chicago Blackhawks for third place in the division.
Yeah, Winnipeg's problem is that the only way they can get in is with the wild card.
Yeah.
Because they play in a division where everybody's over 500.
Yandel got taken down behind the net. Looked like it might have been a trip, close to a trip by Perreault. Stepniak. Pass through for Trouba. Shot toward the net goes wide. Rangers are in the hunt for first place in the Eastern Conference and first place overall. Hagelin missed it. And out comes Stepniak. Boyle and Yandel back. Stepniak checked by Yandel. Yandel sweeps it away. Chased down by Stepniak. He's bumped by Hagelin. Rangers take it. Stepan. Now Miller dumps it in. Laughlin and Miller tie each other up. Scheifele comes away with the puck for Winnipeg. Stafford off the boards. Stahl and Wheeler. Nice play by Mark Stahl. Wheeler takes it back. Shoots. Save with a blocker by Lundqvist. Scheifele. Stepan on him behind the net. Stafford against Boyle. 4 minutes to go in the third. Tied 2-2. Scheifele tied up with Stepan. Scheifele went down hard. Stepan comes away with it. Feeds Miller. Miller looking for Kreider. Kreider driving to the net. He scores! What a goal by Chris Kreider! Off the feed from J.T. Miller. And the Rangers lead for the first time in the game. It's 3-2.
By this line, again, most of the night, they have made things happen. Again, it starts with a defensive play from Derek Stepan behind the net. 21 working at it. He'll find Miller. And you want to see a pass? This thing is brilliant. Miller right on the tape of Kreider, who was flying, and there's no way you're going to catch him. What a move he puts on in full speed. Gorgeous goal to give the Rangers the lead.
Joe, you asked Elaine Vigneault before the game, any changes in the lines, Coach? And the coach looked at it, he said, I'm going to put that All-American line together.
Yeah, they've been good.
They've been good.
They've been better than good.
Stepan Kreider and J.T. Miller. And the Rangers have the lead 3-2. 3:32 to go. Hand pass whistled. And it's time for the Papa John's third goal replay, Joe.
Well, this was just absolutely beautiful. Derek Stepan's made so many great defensive plays, and then this pass from J.T. Miller. J.T. Miller, whatever line he starts playing on now, Sam, he's making everybody better around him. That's the growth. And that beautiful pass to Kreider with that speed. And he had Bufflin on top of him, couldn't defend there. And then the move on Pavlik had to be a good one because Pavlik's played well.
The day after the Rangers score 3 or more goals, get 50% off your regular menu-priced online order at papajohns.com with promo code Rangers3, available at participating Papa John's locations. Here's a nice move by Brassard to shoot, save by Pavlik, who had to stretch out to his right to make that save. Myers up the boards, knocked down by Zuccarello. Feed for Hagelin, tipped away. Ladd takes over. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Rangers leading 3-2. Kreider is 21st from Miller and Stepan at 16-14. Out of the zone. Girardi chips it off the boards. Perreault bats it ahead, but it's whistled down offside. 2:39 to go in the third period. And don't forget, following the action on the ice, we've got complete post-game coverage coming your way with Mercedes-Benz Rangers post-game. We'll hear from the head coach, Alain Vigneault. John Giannone will talk to the player of the game. Talk to the players in the locker room as well. We've got anchors Bill Pito back in the studio with Steve Valiquette and Anson Carter. Analysis from Joe Micheletti and Dave Maloney here in Winnipeg. Hope you'll stay with us. Hagelin going to the net. Saved by Pavlik. And Pavlik holds it. And a little shot by Mark Stewart on Dominic Moore at the side of the net.
Yeah, Hagelin with the speed. Trouba was on his side. Trouba gets caught a little bit flat-footed. There's the long pass by Boyle, kind of bouncing and rolling around. And Hagelin takes advantage of it. Pavlik wasn't sure where the puck was, but he gets it with his pad and then gets a little help and is able to find it and hold on. Last player to score a hat trick against the Winnipeg Jets was Carl Hagelin last year, a little over a year ago. Out of the zone, Tyler Myers, 2:20 to go. Myers chases it down, backhander off of Lundqvist, popped in the air, is batted out of the zone. I don't think it's going to make it, so the Rangers get a chance to change. They change all 5. Enstrom moving up ahead Brian Little, tapped away by Nash. Nice play. Offside. Nash made a good play. Exactly 2 minutes to go. Our game recap is brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Matt Zuccarello, first goal of the game for the Rangers. 8 points in his last 7. Derek Brassard with a power play goal, and Chris Kreider with a go-ahead goal here in the third period, his 21st goal of the season. Under 2 minutes to go. McDonough and Girardi. Out of the zone. Ladd comes out, tries to play it, taken by Zuccarello. Across to McDonough. 1:45 to go. Lifted in softly into the Winnipeg zone. Trouba back to get it. Trouba pressured by Brassard. Wheeler off the boards to Bufflin. Fires in. To the bench goes Pavlik. Winnipeg's net is empty. Clearing attempt went off of Trouba's glove into the Rangers bench. 1:31 to go, and the faceoff comes out of the zone. And so we've seen different combinations on defense by Alain Vigneault in this game. And now Paul Maurice trying to find the right combinations. This has been a tough, hard-fought game. And a nice comeback for the Rangers after the 2 losses over the weekend. The Rangers have really played well. Yeah. And they gave up the first 9 shots in this game. They expected Winnipeg to come out with a quick start. They did. And then they were able to just settle down after that, hold on to the puck, start making plays. You know, and Alain Vigneault, I was just thinking about something else he told us before the game, Sam. When you asked him about the physical style, he says, you know what? He says, yeah, they're a big physical team. He said, but if we skate and move the puck, he said, that's how we, handle physical teams. And that's what they've done in this game. Ladd stopped by McDonough. Pavlik's trying to get out. There he goes. Back to the bench. Winnipeg's net is empty. McDonough up the boards, was blocked by Ladd. Lifted out by Dominic Moore.
Bufflin back to get it. 1:05 to go. Rangers leading 3-2. Stafford puts it in the Rangers zone. McDonough pressured by Perreault, under a minute to go. Stafford puts it in the corner. McDonough tries to move it. Stafford again behind the net to Perreault. Girardi on him. Perreault out to Bufflin for the shot. Save. Big rebound to Girardi. Off the glass, out of the zone. Racing for it, Zuccarello. Zuccarello tied up by Bufflin, who hit him high, hard. Shoves him in the back of the net. Penalty called. It's about time. Sorry, folks. I didn't like the way Bufflin played some of those plays. Those shots to the back of the head.
Well, he'll get the penalty here. Zuccarello going in. He had looked behind him. He was trying. He really wanted to try and get the puck to. He had two men open in front of the net. Couldn't. And then Bufflin with all that extra stuff there, and that sends him to the penalty box. And it's really a bad penalty to take. You know, there's no reason to take it. Your team's down by a goal. There's still, 38 seconds remaining in the game. It's a bad time to take a penalty, and Bufflin has let the Rangers get under his skin in this game. Because he's the player that they need at the end with his shot.
Rangers call a timeout. Bufflin for slashing. And 19:42. Things looking good for the Rangers, and things looking good in the Garden of Dreams fundraiser, Joe. They have broken the record, over $132,000 raised tonight.
That's so great.
Fans, we can't thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you're helping so many kids with their lives and giving them a chance. That's what they're getting. They're getting a chance in life. Whether they're sick or whether they just come from a situation where they need some help, they need to change it. That's what the Garden of Dreams does. That's what they do. They do wonderful work for all these kids and their families, and to see what happens because of donations like this is it's a marvelous thing. Thank you.
I'm biased, Joe. We have the greatest fans. We just do.
No, I know, Sam. There's no question.
Bufflin was called for slashing. Rangers' third power play of the game. 30 seconds to go in the game. And the puck fired deflects out of play. 18 and a half seconds remaining. And this is a game that Winnipeg Jets have some tough games coming up.
Ottawa won, by the way.
All right, in a shootout.
They win in a shootout. They score late to tie it, win in a shootout to try and stay in the playoff race in the East. But you're right, Sam. Winnipeg still has a very difficult schedule.
Vancouver will be here. They've got to go to St. Louis. They've got to go to Minnesota, Colorado, and finish up with Calgary here. Kreider around the net. Boyle winds it down the boards to Stepan. Swings it around past Hayes. McDonough steps up. Stepan wraparound is stopped by Pavlik. 2 seconds to go, and that's it. Big win for the New York Rangers. Their 25th road win, the most in the NHL, and welcome back Henrik Lundqvist.
Yep.
That's a good game for Henrik Lundqvist and a big win.
This team really came out and played well. I mean, this was the best game that we've seen them play from start to finish in a while. But it's something that, they talk about knowing how to play the game, knowing how to play the right way. The coach and his staff all season long has just kept on telling them, start with defense, do the right things in your own zone. That'll lead to offense. And this was a really good example of that tonight. The way they were able to take hits to make plays, move the puck quickly, play to their strengths, and come into an environment that's really hard to win. It's tough to win here, especially when they're going for the playoffs. And to have that kind of an effort and that type of a win, I'll tell you what, it shows why they have over 100 points.
103 points to be exact. They moved ahead of Montreal. They are number 1 in the Eastern Conference. There's a smile for Henrik Lundqvist. And the head coach fist bumping with his team. That's a feel-good win. The Rangers beat the Winnipeg Jets 3-2. We'll be right back.